Hello everybody, this is Tyler James coming at you from Riggs Cat again. Alright, today we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the parts page on SIS2. We kind of left off last time of getting to the parts page and kind of running through the functionality of the home screen and some of the different buttons on there. So today we're just going to we're going to use a serial number. We'll type it in, we'll go through, we'll get to our parts page. And there's a couple different buttons there and options that we have that we can do. We'll just kind of hit on a couple of them, play around, see where they take us, and see what happens. So, first thing first, I'm going to type in a serial number. Today I'm going to use a ADE 565. It's just a D6R dozer, but it's got some good examples on it. So, starting out, I'm going to hit the navigate. Remember, the navigate button kind of takes you to the system component side of it, gets you started on looking up parts, and then it can just take you pretty much anywhere you need to go in SIS2. So, I hit navigate, and I get to this page. Kind of like I said before, once we're on this page right here, we get to what it looks like. We get our as shipped screen is basically what this is. So, we've got our as shipped screen, we've got our hot links for service letters, SIMSI, TMI. We've got all this at this point, so we can kind of run down through here, see what we need to see, and if you like searching off of as shipped, we can come down through here and we can click on our group numbers and it'll take us to where we need to be. Okay, so kind of moving on from our as shipped screen, you can see we've got all our I guess you could call it our tree of components. So it's very similar to kind of how old SIS or SISs we know what would look like, just a little bit different look, but same thing. You still got everything broken down from electrical and starting, frame and body, implements, powertrain, and so on. It's kind of the same different categories that we're used to that we would use to break things down. Now then, before we go looking at parts, there's one thing that we've got to remember. I talked a little bit about it on the last video, and that's our product configuration and making sure we've got the right one selected. So remember, right up here we've got our drop down. So right now it kind of started us out on custom parts manual. Custom parts manual can get you in trouble sometimes. Sometimes you're going to be looking for things and you won't be able to find it. So I'll kind of give you an example. Right now we're on custom parts manual. We come down it through here, just say we're going to look for a cam. Well, under basic engine all we've got is two options. Don't break down anymore. So now that I'm going to come up here and select the one that we need to be on. We've got to make sure we select the right product configuration before we get started on it. Alright, now then you'll be able to see. I'm going to look for that cam again. So, engine, I hit basic, and now look at all the different things that it gives me to look at now. So that's just kind of an example of really that we've got to make sure that we get the right product configuration. And if you're kind of confused on what this screen is, I'll show you an example of just normal SysWeb and how it would look if we would go there. So ADE 565, just a little comparison here. If we hit System and Components, the first page that it takes us to is right here. We've got to select the configuration that we want. So we would normally come to our parts manual, click that, and we can go on. So, just that page is right here now. It doesn't give you that extra page to go and click on, but it doesn't select the right one sometimes. Sometimes we've got to actually do it. So, I know I spend a lot of time on that, but just don't forget about that because that'll get you in trouble, get you mad, kind of worked up about SIS2, and it's something simple that can be avoided. So, now then, we're on the right configuration. Let's just continue to use that camshaft. let's just say we need to find it, and we just kind of want to look at the different options we have on the parts page of it. So what I'm going to do, same as last time, come down through here, and I can just kind of work my way down, camshaft, and here I am. One other thing, just a really quick, if you're having trouble reading some of this, maybe it covers up the whole part of the screen, you can hit this right here and it'll make it bigger for you. That way you can kind of read the full topics and kind of declutters it a little bit. So, now we're back on our cam, we've got it. Now we want to zoom in. We can zoom in right here, we can move our screen around, and we can zoom back out. Alright, so one thing I want to kind of hint on is if you're looking over here at your actual parts list, right there. Some things that we look for a lot of times is reman parts. Every now and then we'll look for a yellow mark part or a classic part, something of that nature. As you can see, you don't really have any kind of option that says reman. I want a reman cam, or reman whatever. What SIS 2 is going to do is it's got this little box right here that has alternate on it. If we click down on that alternate tab, you can see there it's going to list our reman. It's going to be the same if we have a yellow mark part that we're looking for. It's going to be listed under this alternate. So don't forget about hitting that alternate. If you are looking for a reman, you can find it that way. One other thing, you have your CCR parts. So on old SIS Web, we had to go in there to preferences and you had to go and select to show this. On SIS 2, it automatically shows it, so you don't have to worry about it. It's going to be there anyways. Now then, kind of talk a little bit about the shopping cart side of it. So same goes with this CCR. If we wanted to go ahead and add all those parts to our shopping cart, we could come up here and we could hit this add all CCR. And it's going to add all of these into our shopping cart. Now then, if we wanted to just go through there and manually add to the shopping cart, it's pretty simple. So what it entails for us to do is, say we need 2 of them bolts. We come over here to our add items to cart. We hit it. Bam, we've got 2 of them. Say we need one of the Woodruff keys. We click it right there. We got 1. Say we want 2 of them. It adds another one. Say we want 3 of them. It adds another one. So now then we can continue to do this, and we can go to different pages and add different things to our shopping cart. Now say we want to see our shopping cart. Well, you come up here to the top right hand corner and you can see your little buggy up there with numbered beside it. If you click right there, it's going to list out our parts that we have or that we've added. Now then, if say we want to add this quantity to 4, it's as simple as just hitting the up arrow, going to 4, and we're good. Say we want to delete this off there. Well, we can go down to 0, we'll just hit X right there. So, say we just went through there and we made a parts list on some kind of PM that we do quite frequently, and we want to save that parts list. Well, we can come up here and we can type in this kind of, our work orders or segments if we wanted to. Or we could come in here and we can make notes on the different parts. And then we could actually just save our list. We can save it to a file, like an Excel file. We can do things like that with it. So there's lots of different options there with the shopping cart. And it's pretty simple, in my list you can go and you can view all your different lists. So now then, we've done our shopping cart work and we need to get back to looking up parts. All we've got to do is hit this back button right here. And it's going to take us right back to our parts page, and we're going to be ready to go with it. So again, we've still got 4 here. Well, we don't want anything, so all we got to do to clear that out, come hit X, back. We're starting fresh, we're good to go. So that's kind of a little bit on the parts list side and the shopping cart. Now then, you see this little I circled over here. That's gonna be our NPR. It's a little bit different look than what we're used to when we see NPR, but just for an example, if we'd click on it, it kind of just shows the part history. So if this part number is changed 4 different times, it's going to show all those old part numbers right here. It's going to show the old part number, going to the new part number, and then going to the newest part number. So it's just going to kind of list out them part numbers for us. Alright, one other thing with the parts page that we can see is we've got our SMCS codes right here if we need to do that, and if we need to print this page or save this page, remember like old SIS, we had to go in there and we had to print screen. So the print screen for this is going to be the little printer icon up here. What it's going to do if we hit it, it's going to take us to a new page, and it's just going to list out our part numbers right here. So it's a lot different look of what we're used to when we see the print screen, but that's what it's going to be right there. It's just we got to hit that. Now then, let's see if I'm missing anything on the parts side of it. One other thing some parts guys might use, or we might use quite a bit, is this where used. So say we've got this cam and we want to see if, or say customer's got this camshaft laying around, he bought it for this D6R, but he wants to see if it's going to fit a 336 excavator that he's got, or maybe a 330 excavator he's got. Well, one thing he can do is come right over here to where used, click on it. We can come down, we can see, oh, yep, I've got a serial number JNK, so, you know, might want to do a little more digging around to make sure, but it's just kind of a quick reference point to see if the same parts are going to be used different places. Now then, we can come back to individual parts just by hitting this tab. So it's really pretty easy. We can do a lot of things from this screen right here, get to a lot of different places. You see a lot of these other tabs like service articles and service. We'll cover them here after a while in another video, but for right now, that's kind of a quick breakdown of the parts side. If you have any more questions with it, or maybe I can help you out later on, but hope y'all got something out of that. We'll see y'all later.